Okay guys, so we're going to create this guy, this resin head, into silicone. Vamos a hacer esta cabeza de resina en silicón. So what we're going to do, lo que vamos a hacer is just set this guy in. Okay, what I did is I just air dried the surface of the clay with a air dryer. Con esto nomás sequé la superficie de la plastilina so it's not sticky. And I sprayed it with the whole thing with matte finish. Y lo sprayé con esto. Okay, I'm using universal mold release. Esto es lo que voy a sprayar. Y esto es para que el urethane no se pegue. This is so your urethane doesn't stick on here. If you don't use this, man, that's it. This is history. Alright, so this is what I used, or I'm going to use. Es lo que voy a usar. Brush on 50 brushable rubber compound. And it's equal amounts of the same, son partes iguales. I already have them here. And that one. I'm going to mix them up. And I'm going to put it on the, brush it on the resin head with a brush. Lo voy a mezclar y se lo voy a poner en la cabeza de resina. You want to make sure it's mixed in very, very well. Tienen que estar seguros de que lo mezclaron súper bien. You want to make sure you get every crevice in there. Don't get any air bubbles in there. Tengo que agarren todo bien sin bolsas de aire. O como se dice, quién sabe. We'll give it about 30 minutes or so to get a little tacky, and then we'll add the other coat. Que se ponga un poquito medio pegajoso, unos 30 minutos o algo así, y luego le ponemos la otra capa. Okay, I'm going to do the second coat. Ya voy a poner la segunda capa. I mixed up the same stuff. Mezclé la misma cosa, pero le aumenté un poquito de color para que vea yo dónde voy. I added a little bit of tint to the urethane here, or the compound, so I can see where, you know, I'm adding the extra layer. And I just used you know, just acrylic paint, just a little bit. So let's hope it works. It was the first time I did that with that. Okay, as you can see, ya como pueden ver, it's dried, and I added another layer. Hice otra capa, and I made it nice and thick right here. Aquí lo hice grueso, porque aquí es donde lo voy a cortar. This is where I'm going to cut it, so that when I close the mold, it's a nice seal, hopefully. So now what we're going to do is do the bottom part. So we take the clay off. Vamos a quitar la plastilina. That was easy because it's all hardened down. We're going to spray this area with the release. And we're going to mix up the urethane and put another blob on here. Again, it's a ghetto mold, but it does what I need it to do. Es un molde muy feo y horrible, pero hace lo que necesito que haga. Okay, so since there really is no detail, ya que no hay tanto detalle aquí, doesn't really matter that it have to be all perfect. No tiene que ser tan perfecto, just smash it in there. Vamos a echarlo ahí adentro. Okay, so here it is. Aquí está. It was soft, so I started making a hole in here. Estaba blandito y empecé a hacer un agujero, pero ya después explico eso. So, you know, if you just take this off, you have the bottom section. Ya tienen la parte de abajo. Now what I'm going to do, lo que voy a hacer, if this is thick enough, si es bastante grueso, you don't need a shell to support it. No necesitan un soporte. Pero por las dudas, but just in case it's not thick enough, I'm going to do a support with plaster bandages. Voy a hacer un soporte para que soporte esto. Okay, so I'm using warm water. Estoy usando agua tibia. A little bit more on the hot side para que se seque más pronto. This way the things will dry faster. Okay, now that that's dry, ya que está seco, I'm going to add some Vaseline, un poquito de vaselina, so I can do the next part and it won't get stuck. Para que no se pegue, le pongo vaselina ya que voy a hacer esta área. Same process, mismo proceso. Okay, so we want to separate it. Vamos a separarlo. You may sometimes use a screwdriver. Eso necesita un desarmador. There we go. Damn. Ah, there we go. Okay, ahí está. Ahí está. It's a little like this bulges out, so the line should have been over here. Puede haber estado acá la línea. But that's okay because it's flexible. So now that we have that, what we do is take this guy out. Vamos a cortarle. Let's cut a line here. I don't know how far up. We'll start low. Vamos a empezar abajo primero. Okay, there it is. So what we want to do is spray it with universal release mold, and we're going to pour in the silicone. Now you can fill it all up and make a solid one, but I'm going to pour it in and make a skin instead of a solid piece. Pueden echarle el silicón y llenarlo hasta arriba y no hay problema, o lo hacen como una piel de silicón, y es lo que voy a hacer yo en vez. All right, so I'm using Platsil Gel number 10. Este es lo que yo uso de silicone, part A and part B. This is part A and this is part B. And I'm going to add the color on here. I'm going to add white, maybe a little bit of hint of skin tone, maybe. I don't know. It's just a hit or miss. I don't know if I have it too translucent, or I don't know if it will work out. So it's really a test. No sé si me va a salir el color. Le voy a poner blanco y un poquito de color piel. A ver qué agarramos. Okay, I'm going to add the little bit of white on the part B first. And just a bit of the skin tone. Not too much, no tanto. Alright, now I'm just going to mix part A, or la parte A. So now let's hope we get it everywhere. Vamos a esperar que ojalá entre en donde debe ir. But you have to hurry because this can set up pretty quickly. Tiene uno que apurarse porque puede empezar a secarse rápido. I want to make sure it gets into the nose and the ears. Las orejas son importantes. The ears are very important. So now we'll just swoosh it around. And I'm going to keep doing this. Voy a seguir haciendo esto back and forth like this until it sets. About 10-15 minutes. Wow, okay. Como 15 minutos más o menos voy a seguir haciendo esto. Now that it's gotten pretty thick, kind of, it took me about 15 minutes, I'm actually going to put this guy in there. And I'm going to let it just drain out whatever is there. So I'm just going to let it drain. Okay, so I'm going to mix part A and B of the Smoothcast 300Q. That's the fast set. I voy a usar la resina 300Q. Si es Q. Es lo más rápido. And I'm going to pour it in the mold. And we won't know if it worked until we open the sucker up. Y no vamos a saber si sirvió o resultó hasta que abramos esta cosa. Vamos a ver qué pasa. We will see what happens. Equal amounts. I did 2A and 2B of this. I have no idea. It's probably too much, but I forgot to calculate it because I don't even know how. I just eyeball it. Eché partes iguales. No sé si le calculé bien, pero bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa. Whoa. Okay, the moment of truth. Vamos a ver qué pasa. Did it work? Did it not? We will see. Cross your fingers. That looks good so far here, but se ve bien más o menos aquí, pero ya veremos. Scary, scary. Medio temoroso la cosa. Ah, damn it. Air bubble right there. Una bomba de aire ahí. Other than that, it would have worked perfect. Okay, back to the drawing board. Vamos a hacerlo de nuevo porque hay un air bubble aquí y aquí. Not good. But as you can see, it works out pretty good. So okay, vamos a hacer otro. Now you know how it's done. Just make sure you don't get no air bubbles. So hope you learned something, guys. Espero que hayan aprendido algo. All right, until next time.